What's up, guys? This is the second take. I normally only do one take on Quick and Dirty because I don't really care about the production value of these videos. It's just pure content, just trying to give you guys value. But the last one was so shitty, I just had to start over again. So this is the Quick and Dirty $60,000 2020 giveaway, Project 1 Kickoff. And we've got Jasmine, who is an incredibly talented hair colorist and stylist, and she's here in Arizona. And we got onto her through our program and some connections, and she is stuck. Not stuck that she doesn't have a great little business going, but she's stuck between a place that we often find ourselves when our businesses are new, is we want to go back and fix marketing and stuff, but we're consumed with getting money and preserving our lifestyle and, you know, and growing and taking on more clients and stuff like that. So in this call though, which is our kickoff call, we kind of get into all of these things like her pricing and how her customers feel and her scheduling issues and all the, you know, digital marketing stuff like websites and things like that. So it's a really cool call because it shows in this conversation how connected marketing and forward-facing tools like your website and your social media page and stuff like that are all connected into your business now. Like there's nothing is, you know, fractional. It's all like one big picture. So we worked together, me and her, on this call to sort of paint a new picture of what that could feel and work like for her. I think it's pretty exciting, and we're really stoked to get the project started. So I want to share this call with you. I think a lot of you guys are going to be able to empathize and may even be in similar situations that she's in. So don't miss this. And it's, you know, it's not quick, but it is dirty. It's just raw footage of me and her having a really candid conversation about her business and what it could be like with some changes and stuff that we can help her with. And, you know, so go ahead and dive into it, and we're going to keep it up. And then of course we're going to do all this cool stuff, which we talk about on the call. And then we're going to be checking back with Jasmine, you know, in the, you know, different intervals throughout the year. We're definitely going to see how things evolve with her story. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So here, without further ado, enjoy this video chat with me and Jasmine. To the Quick and Dirty 60K giveaway. And we've got our first project here. We've got Jasmine Grimes on with me, and we're going to go over her intake. So every time we do a project for any client or any like big marketing project where we're trying to lift a business and get more revenue in the door or whatever the problem is, we always have to do some sort of like kickoff meeting. So today's kickoff meeting, we're going to record it and share it and let you guys kind of see behind the scenes and see where Jasmine is at with her business and what she's hoping to achieve this year and how we can help her and what we're going to do. So Jasmine, tell me just a little bit like about what is the main thing that you do for people? Like, what is your business service? Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm a hairstylist, and I do hair color, and I focus more on hair color and extensions.
Okay, awesome. And you're in Arizona?
Yes, in Arizona.
Okay. And then tell me a little bit about your average client. Like, what is that person like?
Usually the average client will come in and get a color cut. Usually that's like the most I have.
Is it mostly men? Is it mostly women? Is it
mostly women?
They're mostly women. And about how old are they? Are they younger girls or older ladies or?
I get a mix of both, really, younger and older.
Okay.
Do you mean like exact age?
Well, I mean, what's the average? Like, is it 30 somethings, 20 somethings?
Yeah, I would say more of like the 20s and 30s.
Okay. So probably younger female clientele.
Yeah.
That sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Because we got to pin this stuff down.
Okay.
Right? Because we got to know, one of the things that's important is if you're going to promote your business, you got to know who you're going after. So we
Right.
really gotta identify that demographic, right? And then we've got to tailor everything so that attracts your ideal person. So let's talk a little bit more about who. So I wanted you to think of all the people that you currently work with them on their color and their cuts. Think of your top 5 clients that you have. Like, they always have money to pay you. You
Mm-hmm.
love doing the work that they ask you to do.
Right.
They show up on time. They don't cancel, right? So all those ideal characteristics, I want you to think about your 5 favorite people, okay?
Right.
And now what does that person look like to you? Like, now give me even a tighter average.
What do you mean, like age group?
Yeah, like age, like, yeah, they have a good income, they're married or single, they're 30-year-old female, like, to try to nail it. Let's see if we can get it down a little bit even tighter.
Okay. Usually in their late 20s, married.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, no, you're doing good. You're doing good. Like, so it's late 20s, married, so they got a dual income household,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right. So we're trying to identify, because I think hair color is pretty expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, it ranges depending on what you get.
Okay. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like, if somebody's tight on money, they're not really your ideal client.
Right.
Okay.
No.
So we want to be building something for you that's going to attract people that have some disposable income to come see you,
Right.
because it's voluntary, right? I mean, you don't have to have colored hair.
Exactly.
I mean, it is optional,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
It's not like, I mean, some stuff like putting gas in your car is like, you have to,
Right.
okay? So, but we've got to know these people because we got to appeal to them. So that's why I'm trying to, just ask you to really think about that, because we want to brand and create your whole vibe that is we want it to be attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's a really important distinction too, like in this whole marketing thing, is like, we're not trying to build something where we got to chase. I want to build you something where they almost chase you.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So that's a really different way of thinking of things. And it's the way that I like to try to build things for my clients, is that we put something together that draws people to you, not put something together where you're always having to chase. Okay.
Right.
If you're having to do that, something's broken. That's my
Right.
opinion. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So it's color cuts and hair extensions. And so tell me about like your wins. So you mentioned on here that hair extensions and color have become really the main focus. So why do you think you ended up with that? Like, why is that the better part of your business?
Because that's what I'm the best at.
Okay. Hey, that's awesome. We
That's
only
what I'm
want,
really good at.
okay. And you enjoy doing it. I can tell you're smiling.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay, cool. Those are the those are the 2 things that people are recognizing you for and that you're standing out for. Okay.
Right.
And you enjoy doing it. So it's like amazing. That's great. And I imagine those sound like, I mean, you tell me, is color and extensions more profitable and more expensive type of services than haircuts?
Yes.
Okay, so good. So there's more money in it, you enjoy it, and you're known for it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
love that. So we got no problems there. Okay. So what do you feel like right now? Tell me, what is the biggest struggle in your business right now? What do you feel like you're fighting with every week?
I would say my timing.
What do you mean by, explain that a little bit more to me, like timing? What does that mean?
Just like running behind, not scheduling out enough time. Definitely, scheduling someone, making sure I have enough time to do the full service. Everyone's hair is different, so it's always a different time, I feel like. Um,
Okay, so
and
tell me,
then promoting.
All right, let's deep dive into that just a little bit because that's a complicated problem. So why do you feel, tell me what happened specifically. Like what, so they come in and let's just say it's a 10 o'clock appointment. So it's the morning and you're pretty much on schedule. So they show up at 10. Where does the day start going sideways? What happens?
So let's say someone comes in and they're a new client and I've never done their hair before and they'll have, a lot more hair than I expected.
Okay, so like
And
it's so new clients is where you get surprised sometimes.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So do you currently have anything in place that accounts for that, or it sounds like right now it's just a little bit out of control? Like you tell me. I mean, because
Yeah, I always usually try if it's a new client now, just from learning from past experience now, I try to give myself at least, maybe an extra hour,
okay,
but then sometimes I find myself not even, like I feel like I'm wasting time doing that, and then it sets me back a little bit.
okay. Why do you feel like you're wasting time?
Just, with other clients, like being able to get other people in.
So is it about time or is it about money?
Both. Both.
Okay, okay. Because I mean, if you're there and you add this extra hour because it's a new client, and it turns out the person shows up and they actually have fairly thin hair, and you
Right.
get them done, then the story I'm hearing is then you're sitting there for an hour and you're not making money.
Yes.
Okay. So that's not a time problem, Jasmine. That's actually a pricing problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which is easily solved. Okay. So just know that, right? That's
Okay.
not, it's showing up as a time problem because you're trying to make time fix money, but we can just make the money fix the money. And then the time thing is irrelevant.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. All right. So that's just the one thing. All right. So that's one area you're struggling with. And I interrupted you, but you can see why. So now what was the second thing you were going to bring up? Because you were about to go on with another area that you feel like you're having trouble with.
Just, marketing and promoting my work online, like with Instagram.
Okay. So,
I mean,
uh,
not saying that I don't get clients off of Instagram. I do. I just feel like I could, promote my work a little better on there.
okay, well, let's just back up. Forget about Instagram for a second, because that's just one place, right? That's just
Okay.
one thing. And I'm not saying I'm not diminishing that in any way, but I want to back up and just get to the core of the problem. So, do you feel like you have enough steady, predictable new client growth every month?
Yes.
Okay, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel like you have enough new people coming in. So then why do you feel like you're having trouble marketing?
Is that a trick question?
I said, if you feel like you have enough people coming in, then why do you feel that there's a problem with your marketing?
I mean, I would say, I don't know. I feel like I want more new people
Okay, so
than
you
I'm
do you
getting.
feel like you need them, or do you know that you have extra time every month that isn't being booked?
Yes.
Okay, because I mean, we got to be. I'm asking these questions because we got to be into the numbers, right?
Right.
So one of the things that we're going to want to find out from you, so you can write this down, is to look at the last 3 months, go back on your calendar, and identify how many for those 3 months. So every month, so say month one, how many hours were you not booked that you should have been booked? Month two, you find the same number. And then month three, let's find the same number. Okay. And then we're going to take an average of that. And we're going to say, okay, she had 25 hours of the month that were unbooked. whatever it is. It doesn't matter.
Right.
We need to know it, right? Because
Right.
you instinctually feel that you have holes in your schedule.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a marketing problem for sure. Because we don't want you to have any holes in your schedule. We want you to be so hot that you're saying no to people that you don't like their hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want you to be able to basically take only what you want and have an excess, and then decide if you want to grow your business and bring on, maybe another person or something like that. But you don't have those options until you're completely slammed. So if you got gaps, you got gaps. Okay. Is there anything else?
Those are the basics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me, all right. And then the next one, all right, let's just go down. I got you here. What are your goals for like the next 12 months? Like, when you think, what's the vision? Like, what do you want to see your business look like in 12 months?
Start working maybe 5-6 days a week and have my own salon full time.
Okay. What are you working right now?
I would say I'm working I'm working the 4 days a week, and I'm doing like 10, 12-hour days.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
you're working really hard for 4 days a week. And what is the reason for that? Is that it sounds like that's not what you want to do. Why are you doing that?
Because I'm sharing a salon with another partner, so we share days.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're sharing the space and you get your days and they have the other days. You've got 4 of the 7 days and they have 3.
Sometimes I have 3 too. It switches on and off.
I see.
So
Okay.
some weeks I'll have 3 days, if I don't need a Sunday.
Okay. So, but you're willing to work 5 days,
Yes.
even 6 days.
Yes. If I could.
Okay. Tell me why you'd want to work 6 days? Because I'm confused by that.
Well, if I had shorter days.
Right? I mean, everybody's watching this. Is anybody that's watching this want to work 6 days?
Who's watching this?
Thousands of people are gonna be. Tell me.
I would rather work, 5 days, go in for 6 hours. And then, I could come in on that sixth day and take 1 client or 2 clients. I don't mind for a couple hours.
I know, but this isn't about.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I get it. I mean, I understand that you love doing what you do, but I also want you to think about what is the most fulfilling, balanced lifestyle that you can have, because business and all this is so important. It's so integral into everything that we do. Like, your business supports your household and supports your lifestyle, and it feeds you and your fulfillment. And it's also partly a social thing. Like, it infects everything, right? But we don't want to let it get out of balance, because then we can end up with resentment, right? So I'm pushing you on this a little bit, because right now you're working 4 days a week and you're like, yeah, I want to work more. And what I'm hearing is you want more money. I'm not hearing that you want more work, but I could be wrong, but I'm hearing that you want more money. Now, if you go to 5 days and then you say, well, I want to work 6 days, then I'm questioning that, because is that 6th day about money again? Or is that because you just want to be at the salon?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Why does it matter?
Okay. Okay. Well, I just want to know. I mean, it's okay. It's great that you love it. I just want to know that if that's the way that you envision the perfect setup for you, then I'm okay with it. But
Yeah.
but I want you.
I mean, ideally 5, ideally 5.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind working the 6th day.
Okay. Well, you remember.
If I have that extra clientele coming in, and I need to work that 6th day.
Okay. Well, but here's the thing. You also need to spend 10 to 20% of your time on your business, not in your business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me tell you how that works for me.
That's the part I'm not good at.
Yeah. Well, I can see that because you're already,
Oh, thank you.
well, I can see that you're saying that on the 6th day, you're ready to go do work for more people.
Right.
And that's why I'm reminding you that if you're going to work for people 5 days and then you're going to go work for people again on the 6th day, when are you going to work on you?
Right.
Like, when are you going to do that Instagram marketing stuff? Where's that fitting into that deal?
Right. That'll
Okay.
be on the 6th day.
Okay. So I like to just use the 80-20 rule for that. All right. So the 80-20 rule works for a lot of different things. Okay. But I really believe that everybody should spend 20% of their time on their business, not in their business, especially for folks like you that are providing services. So you're in your business as an employee, basically providing services. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to step out of that employee role, that fulfillment role, right? You're fulfilling the services. You got to step out of that and into a management role or an ownership role and work on the business. Right?
Gotcha.
And that's a common struggle for everybody that's kind of doing their own gig, right? You're not alone. Everybody struggles with that balance. So in my operation here with the 5 of us, we pretty much all like to do our business on Fridays. So we work for everybody else hard, Monday through Thursday. And then most Fridays, we put a lot of hours in on our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I feel like if on Fridays we work on our stuff, one, we can quit a little early and it's not terrible, which I like to do on Fridays. And I know that at least we're setting aside that time to grow our own business. Because business don't just grow because you get in there and work your ass off. You have to be strategic and you've got to step out of that fulfillment role to coordinate all that. Okay.
Right.
So I just want you to think about that, is that I get that you're in the money getting mode. Okay. Which is totally cool. We're all need to do that. But you also got to be in the business ownership mode at some point during the week. Okay. And that's especially even true with working on this, because, we're going to do this work for you, but it's going to require you to step out from behind the chair and think like a business owner to get some of the things that we're going to want to do for you done.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So just think about it that way a little bit. So, your Saturday day, maybe Saturday mornings is where you really spend time on refining what you're doing on Instagram, send out emails, think about next week's offer, seasonal promotions, those things. And you say Saturdays is my time that I'm going to do that. And Monday through Friday, I'm going to take clients and do fulfillment. Okay.
Right.
All right. So either way, but that's fine. Just as long as we know what it is. And so we know what your goals are. All right. So let's talk about, I want to pivot back to the pricing thing, because money is clearly an issue in all of this. Okay. So tell me, what's your average ticket? Do you know?
What do you like for cuts?
No, like what's your average person pay you? I don't care what they get. Just what's the average?
Around 150 to 70, I would say.
Okay. So the average person comes in and they pay you 150 to 170 bucks.
Maybe 185. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It just depends on what color, or what we're doing on their hair. But
Okay.
I would say that's average.
Yeah. Well, that's the number. We can, most of the stuff we need to figure out is based on averages. So let's call it 185. So what's the average length of your appointments?
2.5 to 3 hours.
Okay. So let's call that 3 hours, because we're kind of like making a worst case scenario here. Okay.
Okay.
So 3 hours, $185. And now my next question is, how did you come up with 180? Like how did you come up with these prices?
What do you mean?
Well, like, what's the price of a color? Like, how do you come up with that?
So I used to work at a salon,
Okay.
and when I moved into, doing my own work,
Uh-huh.
I just kind of, the salon I worked at, it was a little bit pricey, I feel like, and I was getting it was 50-50 commission I was getting.
Uh-huh.
So I just kind of moved the prices over and almost just left them the same
Okay, so
from there.
you basically stole their pricing.
I stole their pricing? Yeah.
Okay, you took their pricing model.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. It doesn't matter that you stole it. It's not. I'm not criticizing it. I steal stuff all the time because it's easier, but it doesn't make it right. Okay, so I understand when you did that. How long ago was it that you did that?
A year.
So it's been 12 months. You stole their pricing. It's pretty fun because you got a 50% pay raise when you did it, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
started making double the money.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Okay, but now it's not enough.
Right.
So it's not cool anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was cool for a while and now it's not working.
No.
Okay, so is there a reason you haven't raised your price?
I just feel like I will lose clientele, and I'm scared to,
Okay,
lose my
well,
clientele.
let's talk about it. What, like, I mean, it's a little tricky. So here's how I usually work on this stuff. If somebody has more than a 30-day, okay, let me put it this way. For you, it would be like if somebody like you is not booked for at least 5 weeks, I would say leave your pricing. If somebody like you is booking out past 5 or 6 weeks, and people are kind of having trouble scheduling what they want, I'd say you're too cheap.
Mhm.
You're leaving money on the table. So a great example of that is my tattoo artist. Similar type of business, right? He does custom work, services type business. So last year, him and I had a similar conversation about this, and he's booked for 4 or 5 months. And it was clear that he was too cheap.
Right.
He had no time for like 4 months. I'm like, why is that? And then he's like, yeah. And then I said, well, you're too cheap. So he raised his prices and it moved his schedule in a little bit because it weeds out some people that don't have the money, tightened up his books a little bit, but not where he lost business. It just brought him the better clientele. And then guess what, Jasmine? He had not taken a day off in 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And I asked him, I said, well, he has kids. I said, why? Well, what's that all about? And he said, well, I feel like if I take a day off, then I don't make enough money. Similar conversation. And then he says, and I said, well, you can't live like that, bro. How long are you going to do that?
Mhm.
And he said, well, I don't know. And I said, well, here's what his exercise was. I gave him homework. I said, I want you to go home and I want you to figure out what it's going to take for every 2 weeks for you to take 4 days off and a 4-day weekend. So you're not going to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday every 2 weeks. I want you to take that money that you would have made on those days and I want you to spread it over all the other appointments. And that's going to be how much you raise your prices. So he did that. So he actually makes the exact same money and every 2 weeks he has 4 days off.
Oh, wow.
And he actually now takes his kids on trips and stuff.
Wow.
Okay. So it's just moving the numbers around.
Mhm.
You follow me? So it's the
Right.
same situation with you that, like, I don't doubt that we're going to have a problem marketing all this. Like, I know this is supposed to be a marketing thing, but this is also a little bit of business strategy here is like, how do you want to live? And are you undercharging? Now, what everybody that's watching doesn't know is I actually have seen Jasmine's work because I snooped her shit before she came on this meeting, and she's very good at her job. So I don't think there's actually any number that there's a top side to hair color. I think actually, from what I know, that people pay $600 and $700 for hair color in certain markets. Like, I
Yep.
think if you go to like Vidal Sassoon in New York City on Park Avenue, it's $600,
Mhm.
maybe 800.
Are you saying raise my prices that much?
I'm not saying that you have to, but I'm saying that I want you to consider the fact that if you're one of the best in town, if you're providing a custom specialized service, and if we set up your business where it attracts your ideal client, then yes, you can charge twice what the salon you worked for did, and you don't need to apologize about it one bit.
Okay.
Because if you're delivering exceptional results and you're really truly as good as what I've seen, and I think you believe you are, why is it that you wouldn't charge that?
Right.
Okay, so, and the other reason is that that would heal all of these problems real fast, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Like, for one, new clients, you know, that 1 hour that's screwing you up.
Yeah.
Why is there not a new client, just $75 new client fee? Why is there not just a new client setup fee, $75?
Right.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that solves the hour problem right there,
Yeah.
right? So then you
Yep.
don't have that jam up on your schedule, right? Where you're feeling like you're sitting on your hands and you're losing money, or you can't schedule enough time to really do the great job and your whole day gets screwed up. And then here's the thing about this. When you're late, who suffers?
Me.
Why are you suffering? You got to be there anyways.
I'm running behind.
Why is that a big
With
deal?
my
What do you give
day.
a what do you give a shit? You got to work all day anyways. Why is it impact you at all if you're running behind?
Because it messes up my day.
Yeah, but who does it
I
mess
have to
up?
rush. The
Yeah,
client.
they sit and wait, don't they?
Yes.
Or you got to call them and tell them to turn around and go have a coffee.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with you. It's screwing up your business.
Mhm.
So, and then how does that show up for them? They feel like what?
What?
How do they feel when you're not on time?
Pissed off.
Sure. How do you feel when you go somewhere that you're going to pay a lot of money for and they're late?
Pissed off.
Okay. And do you want to run a business that gets people pissed off?
No, not at all.
Okay. Wouldn't you rather just charge more and everybody be happy
Yep.
and be cheap and everybody be pissed off?
No.
I mean, that's literally where we're at with that, right?
Mhm.
So isn't it better for you to be okay with this? Is a mindset thing, Jasmine. This is not a marketing thing. You need to be 100% okay with being paid what you're actually worth.
Right.
You cannot, you're never going to solve any of these problems if you have a mindset where you're undervaluing yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
You have to
I do
be,
feel like I do sometimes,
well, we all do it.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody shortchanges themselves until they get on a conversation like we're having and somebody calls them out on it,
Mhm.
which, you know, is the best thing to hear, because you're worth that extra fee. You're worth probably double what you're charging people.
Right.
But until you're 100% okay with it, nobody's going to pay you. You need to be like, you need to have it in like as a full conviction that that's your worth and that that's the value that you deliver when you do the color jobs that you do.
Mhm.
Okay. And you don't screw up and you don't have redos and you don't fry people's hair and you don't cause problems, right? All of those things that are, how much do those cost in disasters? What's a disaster hair job cost of client?
Or like a color correction?
Yeah, like, and I don't mean about money. I'm talking about in upset and hair damage, and they couldn't go on the date on Friday night. Their wedding is screwed up. Like, what is the real cost of somebody screwing up hair color?
Like price?
No, like life, like value. Like, what if I come to you and I'm a bride and you fuck up my highlights?
That I never fuck up anyone's hair.
You don't. But what if I go to somebody and they do? What's the cost of that?
Nothing.
Well, no, it might. What if I spend $75,000 on my wedding and my hair's not right?
Right?
What's the cost of that?
I don't know.
$1,000?
Yeah, maybe.
Would I have been happier going to somebody who wasn't going to screw up and paying 1,000 and knowing I was going to go to my wedding with perfect hair? Would I have paid 1,000 and been happy, or
Yep.
would that have been a time to get cheap and pay $185 and I don't know what the hell's going to happen?
Right. Just go the more expensive route.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm trying to show you that the actual value of you delivering great results time and time and time again is
Mm-hmm.
actually far beyond the pricing that you've got laid out right now.
Right.
Because if you're known for delivering consistent, high quality results without redos and corrections and go backs and bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
what girl wants to risk her hair? Does anybody on this call, any person, any girl that watching this want to risk their hair? How much is their hair worth? How much?
Like hair extensions?
No, like how much is your actual natural hair worth? Like it's worth thousands.
Yeah, to me.
Of course. I think to every girl it's worth thousands, right? Okay. So to know that it's not going to be screwed up is easily worth hundreds and hundreds. Right?
Right.
Okay. So I mean, I'm just pushing you here because I want you to be comfortable with the fact that I really think you're undercharging for your work.
Right.
I
And
don't
I
really
think it's harder to just how to tell people, should I, do I do that through text message,
well,
when they come in?
how do you tell people about your prices now?
I mean, I let them know. Usually they ask me before they come in.
Okay.
So, or I'll
So
go over it. I have a price list and everything. Like I have everything down and they have,
okay,
so,
well let's kind of go to what you have and what you don't have right now. So you don't have a website. I think you told me that.
well, yeah,
Okay.
no.
So we're going to do that for you.
Right.
Okay. We're going to do your website. Okay.
Yay.
And you don't have your branding and your logo and all that stuff done yet either, do you?
No.
We're going to do that for you too.
Yay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we're going to do all of that professional design work, and we're going to make everything look beautiful, and we're going to make it look like you are working on Park Avenue in New York City.
Yes, that's what I like.
Okay. So we're going to make your forward facing brand match the quality of the work that you do and of the pricing that you're going to ask for. So the whole thing is congruent. What it looks like, what it costs, and what you get are going to match. Make sense?
Makes sense.
I think
Gotcha.
part of the difficulty that you're having is that you grew so fast because your work is very high quality and you got out ahead of this old adopted price model. And then you also feel subconscious or a little uncomfortable with talking about pricing and stuff because you're not showing a very professional front end.
Right.
Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Okay, so if you had all the professional front end stuff, you think that would raise your confidence level where you'd feel better about asking for more money, and or at least just saying it is what it is. It's, it's 250, 275, 325.
The first thing you said.
We'll get you there. I know there's some color jobs I've seen on your Instagram that are easily in the 300 range.
Yeah, and it's also harder to get, color clients too. So that's what I'm hoping to get from this is more color clients and stuff.
Okay. And well, the fun thing about color clients is they make great marketing material because the photography and everything else is so good with that.
Exactly.
Especially if they're doing unnatural colors.
Mm-hmm.
that's always going to be fun. So, all right. So you're going to find out what your hours missed are for the last 3 months. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to let me just take one more look and make sure we covered everything that I want to know. Okay. Yeah. And so tell me, the last thing I didn't ask you is, we're going to solve all this for you, but how come you haven't done it sooner?
I just feel like I've been busy. And then you,
Overwhelmed.
came in and said, you'll help me. So I figured this is the time.
It is. That's right. Everything shows up exactly when you need it. I really believe that. So, but really, it sounds like you've just been overwhelmed, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Just, like I say, getting money is obviously priority. Everybody's got to eat. And then you're working. It's a catch-22. Everybody I think can sympathize with it, honestly, Jasmine, that like everybody's been in the position you've been in. I've been in the position you're in where you're caught between needing to get money in the door, but wanting to do more with your business because you could get more money in, but you never have time to turn and do that because you just got to keep getting money.
Exactly.
It's a sucky situation.
Exactly.
Which is exactly why we came up with this program, because I wanted to figure out how to get a hold of people just like you in your situation and pull them right out of that and solve this and get you out of overwhelm and give you the resources that you need so that you can get some more breathing room financially and you can be more organized and all that stuff. So let's just talk one last thing. I just want to be clear. I want to understand your booking process right now, just real quickly. What is somebody, if I want to make an appointment with you, what happened? What do I do? How do I make an appointment with you right now? Like in the current reality, how does that work?
So I was going off the Square. I would have people go online and book themselves.
Okay.
But then when I first started doing that at the beginning of the year, when I opened my business, I had conflict when I first started, like, running behind or, a client's waiting for more than 30 minutes. So I have people just reach out and like text or call me basically.
Okay. So it's really informal.
Yeah.
And you are acting as a front desk staff person in the middle of trying to do your work.
Yeah.
Okay. And the conflict you described actually sounds to me like the same conflict you were having that was really what we uncovered as mostly a money problem, not necessarily a scheduling problem. But it sounds like it screwed up the whole online booking thing.
Yes.
Okay, so if we fix the money problem and we put back online booking, that could not be screwed up because you always got paid and you always had the right amount of time, would that make life easier?
I think so.
Okay. Now, the other version of this possibility that we can investigate is that we get somebody that picks up your calls like a regular human being and figures all that shit out, but it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we could get a VA person and yeah, you're going to have to pay them.
Right.
But if they're trained right and they do their job, they're closing so many spots and stacking everything perfectly that the cost is negligible, especially if we raise your rates and get you up where you need to be anyways.
Right.
Right. So that all would probably fit together okay. So we got two choices on that, but you texting and screwing around is not a choice anymore.
Right.
That sounds like chaos. I can see why you're stressed out.
Yeah.
That's a lot to be trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because in the salon environment, you weren't having to do that, were you?
No, I wasn't. But I like knowing who's coming in for the day and like what I'm gonna be doing.
But wouldn't that be on any schedule?
Yeah, but sometimes I don't know what people's hair looks like. So when I'm doing consultations through text message, they're sending me pictures of their hair. they're sending me what they want to do. They're asking me questions, you know.
Okay, so these are all great points. So why don't you think about let's just define that new patient onboarding experience. Okay, because I have onboarding that we've done for lots of businesses where we need to bring on a client and they have to answer certain things and they have to give us certain things. And then they go to the next step, which is they show up or we do a phone call like this or whatever, right?
Right.
So couldn't you give us the 5 questions that you need to know the answers to?
Yes.
Like, what do you have? Please describe your hair as thin, medium, or thick.
Right.
Please describe your hair color as dark, light, or whatever. What type of, service are you looking for? Extensions, color, or cut, or everything?
Mm-hmm.
Like, couldn't we onboard and get all that information for you where you didn't have to do this
Yes.
back and forth?
That would be amazing.
Okay. And then couldn't we also capture pictures that they would just upload for you?
Can you?
Yeah. And then, I mean, in my reality, then that would mean that you could at night, you could look at tomorrow and you'd see all of the information that your appointments had submitted if they were new clients, right? Because these are the ones you don't know about. And you'd be able to review the photographs they send you. And then you could have that dream, which you're saying is you would know when you went into work the next day who's going to show up and basically have your head around the entire situation.
Right.
Okay. So I think we could do that for you.
Cool.
Would that help?
That would help me a lot.
Okay. Because I think it would. All right. I think that's it. I mean, is there anything else that you want to share that you think that I missed that's important to you?
No, I think we got the main things out of the way.
All right. Well, let's summarize what we're going to do. We're going to build you a kick-ass website. We're going to integrate it with a new client onboarding funnel. Okay. We're going to integrate some sort of software scheduling, booking, and payment system, either Square or whatever. We're going to get that turned back on. We're going to remodel all of your pricing for you so that you're getting paid what you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make sure that you're not getting screwed out of time and sitting on your hands that you're not getting paid for. Okay. And we're going to help you figure out imagery and photography and everything so everything looks beautiful when it all goes live.
Gotcha.
And we're going to make sure that all of your social media pages brand match and look congruent and consistent with your main website look and branding. And we're going to give you a full color brand palette and branding treatment, which will include your logo, all of your fonts and everything like that, and all of those files that go with that. So you're going to be able to print business cards and schedule cards and window decals and whatever the hell you decide you need around your salon. Okay. So we're going to give you all of that. Plus we're going to give you all the digital files so that all of your social pages and everything like that will all look branded and beautiful. Okay. And we're going to do all those things for you. And this is how we roll. This is quick and dirty, man. I meant it when I said it. We're going to do a ton of work this year for people that need it. And Jasmine here is doing a great service and helping women feel wonderful about themselves. And she needs these tools to touch more people. And the more people she touches, the more money she's going to make and the more people she's going to make happy. So this is how I participate in facilitating all that. And everybody, it's a win-win-win, for everybody when you do it like this. So the last thing I was going to say is we're going to whip up some advertising sets for you, some ad sets, and give you like a whole package of those as well. And I'm going to help you refine your offers and your referral getting programs. And we're going to decide what sort of promotions you can run without invading your margins and things like that. so that we can incentivize your existing clientele to bring you new clients, and so that you can attract your ideal type of new client. Okay, so we're going to figure out all of that packaging and offer-based stuff as well. And then we're going to create all the digital assets for that as well for you.
Sounds good.
Okay. And I'm here to tell you that's way past $5,000. But we don't care. We're going to go, I kind of knew we'd just go over probably every month. So I don't know what this is going to add up to, but if I had to guess, we're probably more in the $8,000 or $10,000 area.
Wow.
And we're going to do it. Okay. So
I'm lucky. Thank you.
okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to be sending you emails and things like that with more questions. I want to start seeing what you like, what your aesthetic is, and we need to start with that and kind of get your naming done and some of the stuff like that, and figure out where we're going to go. And then after all those little sort of rough things are handled, things will actually start moving pretty quick. This is probably, so you know, and everybody that's watching knows, something like this where we're scratch building, really something almost from the ground up. She's got a great business, but there's really nothing that's been done forward facing to get through all the design work and all the construction and build and implementation and testing and all of that. If everything is perfect, it's typically like a 60-day project. If we get slowed down, and usually it's because of the client, response times are slow or something like that, or decision making is tough to get done, it can go longer. But if you can respond and be prompt and put a little bit of effort in and make some decisions about, you know, colors and all these other things that you got to decide, like if you can, you know, focus on it, then we can get it done probably in 2 months, maybe less.
Cool.
Okay, sound good?
Sounds so good.
All right, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Me too.
Quick and Dirty project number 1 is going in the books. The fuck all ass kicking best person in Scottsdale, and yeah, you're fucking $350. Tough shit.
Right.
Why can't you?
Hey, I would love that.
No, why would I want to help somebody sell shit?
Right.
Why would I want to do that? I give them all the power to sell garbage? No. A lot of like cool stuff going on. You're definitely undercharged. You're leaving so much money on the table.
I know, I knew you were gonna say that.
So
You're so funny.
okay, 225. They're gonna be like that. Jasmine.
Don't be like that. I'm not good at this stuff.
All right, come on. We're gonna have fun here. All right, so
You're asking me hard questions?
no, we're just gonna go over the stuff you've already answered, and I'm gonna ask you a little deeper this story. I'm gonna walk you through it. It's like a conversation. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Know shit about what the hair market is, and I just know for a fact that you are on your 185, you're 100 under. I'm gonna do a little intro.
Okay.
Okay, and is it Grimes?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, and yeah. So, and this is the first one I'm doing like this, so I'm just gonna wing it. So don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay. Do your thing.
Okay. All right, guys. All right, guys. Welcome to the Quick and Dirty 60K